So get yourselves comfortable. And as you're doing that, one of the wonderful things that we can do for ourselves every day that we come or that we do some kind of practice or that we go for a walk or whatever it is that we're doing is to really acknowledge to ourselves and take in the good, as Rick Hansen says. Take in the good, meaning acknowledging to ourselves that we've come and we're doing a practice. And of all the things that we could be doing right now, we're tuning into ourselves and we're relaxing our system, our body, breath. We're getting to know ourselves on a really deep level as we do these practices day after day. And that's a wonderful thing to know that we're doing this for ourselves. So to appreciate yourself as you're getting started. And take a couple of deep breaths and let your body settle, whether you're sitting or lying down. Notice what it is that you have supporting you. We have a internet connection and some kind of a way to get on it supporting us. And we have some kind of a space where we can do this that's relatively quiet. We've taken the time to support ourselves in this way. And notice all of the sounds in your vicinity, the outside sounds, the ones in your room, the sound of my voice. And notice if there's anything of concern. And if there's not, we can actually trust our mind to right away get our attention if something needs to be paid attention to. That's the way part of our brain works. So as it feels okay, withdraw your attention from the sounds around you. Let yourself settle interior, just the interior sounds, the experience of the inside. If your eyes are closed, there's no new visual information, or if your eyes are softly gazing. It's another reflex that we can trust. If we hear something or sense something, our eyes will pop open right away. So we turn our sense of sight inward. And there are the active senses, the way we do our activity in the world through our arms and hands, through our legs and feet. And when we're doing a practice, we've withdrawn from that as well. So see if you could allow your active, outward, kind of forward momentum to rest as well. And one way that we might do that would be to settle our attention in the back of the body. Notice the back of your head, the back of your neck and shoulders. Let all of those large muscles of the back soften. If you're sitting, that will allow your shoulders to move down away from your ears. If you're prone, that could mean that you let your shoulders open and settle back into the floor, the chair. Notice the middle back, the lower back, behind your hips, the back of the legs, the feet, back of the arms, the hands. When we rest, we arrest that forward motion. We don't have to communicate with our face, so we can let our face relax. We don't have to move. We can let our body be still. Notice everything that's going on in this space that your body is in. The sounds, the sensations, the sense perceptions. And when we're resting our body, we have still the momentum of everything that was happening before we came, from yesterday, the weeks before, the years before. So the body has this momentum of activity, perhaps of tension or tightness, fear, anxiety. And we also have a momentum of calm and happiness and joy. All of these things are in our experience. And especially a habit of tightness or constriction can make it difficult to really rest or relax. So notice if there's any part of that that you could soften. Maybe it's through your neck and shoulders. As you breathe out, you could let that soften. Maybe it's your jaw. Your teeth are a bit clenched. Notice what's happening in your stomach as you're breathing. There's that expansion and lengthening of the muscle fibers as you breathe in, and then that settling as you breathe out. Experiment a bit with different lengths, different intakes. Notice what it feels like when you breathe in really deeply a few times. When you breathe out a bit longer, you let your belly soften a little bit more before you breathe in. Notice the continuity of your breath. When we have short, jerky thought patterns in the mind, or if there's anxiety, that's very much reflected in the breath. If we've got tightness through the belly, it's hard for the diaphragm muscle to move properly. Notice what's happening there as you're relaxing your stomach area. And you're just paying attention to the rhythm of the breath. You'll notice right away. Are you holding your breath? Is it kind of jerky or short? And all we need to do when we're working with the breath is to have that ease of relaxation. As we relax our body, the natural rhythms of the body will come back into play. The breath will become smoother, easier, more continuous. This is a practice of resting. Part of that is in allowing. We've set aside this time, we've come here. Our intention is to rest. So part of it is intention. Part of it is kind of a curiosity about what's going on internally in our body, our breath, our mind, our thoughts. We have an interest in this, in us. We notice our physical body. And when we soften our forehead and eyebrows, we're also softening the worry in the mind. When we put a bit of space between our upper jaw and lower jaw so our teeth aren't clenched, we relax the hinges of the jaw. And the felt sensation in that part of our body changes too. The body, the physicalness of it, and the energy of it are very linked, they're very close. Relax the back of the neck and your shoulders. And we could also relax the defense mechanism, the shielding in the back of our body. And if the back of the body softens and settles, we can relax more deeply. Notice what's happening in your mind, in your thought stream, the part of the mind that's in the brain and that's watching thought. Might be very little thought activity. There might be a lot. Let's look directly at that for a moment and help the mind, the thought stream, come to a resting state as well. And what we notice when we're watching thought is that thought comes in a certain location, somewhere around the forehead, the brain. Thoughts don't pop up in our knees or something, they happen around the area of the brain. And we notice that thoughts come and go. We don't have the same thought in our head now as we did a minute ago or 25 years ago. So there's time and space. Sometimes we have a lot of silent space in our thought stream. A thought comes in and we notice it, and then it dissolves and there's quiet again. And then we notice how exactly thought comes in. Is it a word that you're hearing, a sentence? Is it an image, a little video clip? So we're not even paying attention right now to the content. We're noticing what it is that's happening, the space, the shape of it. Is it words? Is it pictures? If it's words, is it someone's voice? Is it familiar? We notice our response. Some thoughts seem very much in the background. We might notice that they're kind of coming and going back there, but they really don't attract our attention. We're still focused on our body and on relaxing, on our breath. And other thoughts have more of a strength or an ability to attract our attention. Sometimes they're positive, sometimes they're negative, but we might notice a hitch in our breath or a bit of a tightening in our jaw, some sensation in our body. And this is the nature of one layer of the mind, that it generates thoughts. And it's in our nature to respond to those thoughts. Some of that response is with other thoughts, and some of it is with energy or a change in our breath. And we also have the capacity to witness this whole process as we rest. Notice the whole space that your body is in, from head to toes and toes to head. What's happening in this space? We can notice it as a whole. Or we could be very specific. What are the sensations on the skin of my face? And we remind ourselves that we're resting. There's actually nothing that we need to do right in this moment. We don't even have to pay attention to the body and breath. We're just resting. Let even your observation of sense perceptions and what's happening in this space move to the background. And notice if you could go even deeper into the stillness. And then keep one foot there, so to speak, as you become more aware again of your body from head to toes. Your breath, your thoughts, all of that is arising in this same space where the stillness is as well. And set your intention to come back into the stillness as you move through your day. Just to touch back into it at different points. Relax your body and breath. Let your mind rest for a moment. And when you're ready, open your eyes and remain aware of the stillness even as you open your eyes. It's still here as well. And we can take that into the day.